Hello everyone, welcome to your mathematics class. Let's begin our exercise 3.5 today. Question number 1 is true or false. First statement is, if a number is divisible by 3, it must be divisible by 9. This is false because 9 is a multiple of 3, not a factor of 3. So this cannot be, any number which is divisible with 3 cannot be divisible by 9. Second statement is, if a number is divisible by 9, it must be divisible by 3. This is true. Yes, because any number which is divisible with 9, it is also divisible with the factors of 9, and 3 is a factor of 9. So that is why it is also divisible with 3. Next is, a number is divisible by 18 if it is divisible by both 3 and 6. This is false because we have a rule of divisibility that any number which is divisible by two numbers, it is also divisible by their product. But condition is those numbers should be co-prime. And here 3 and 6 are not co-prime. So that is why number is not divisible with 18. That is why this is false. Next is, if a number is divisible by 9 and 10 both, then it must be divisible by 19. This is true. If any number is divisible with 9 and 10 also, then it is also divisible with their product, and their product is 19. Hence this statement is true. Next is, if two numbers are co-prime, at least one of them must be prime. This statement is false. As we can see, 8 and 9 are co-prime numbers, but both of them are non-prime. So it is not necessary that at least one of them should be prime. It is not true. Next, all numbers which are divisible by 4 must also be divisible by 8. This is again false because 8 is not a factor of 4. If it is written as 2, then this statement would have been true. Next statement is, all numbers which are divisible by 8 must also be divisible by 4. This is true because 4 is factor of 8. Next, if a number exactly divides two numbers separately, then it must exactly divide their sum. True. If 16 and 20 are divisible by 4, then their sum 16 plus 20 is also divisible by 4. Last statement is, if a number exactly divides the sum of two numbers, it must exactly divide the two numbers separately. This is false. Because if sum of 7 plus 9, that is 16, is divisible with 4, it is not necessary that 7 and 9 are also divisible with 4. So that is why this statement is false. Moving on to question number 2. In question number 2, there are two factor tree given for a single number, that is 60. And there are some missing factors of it. You need to write down those missing factors. So first factor tree is 60. Next two factors are 6 and 10. Then here it is written 5. You have to write this missing factor. Second factor tree is this is a missing factor. Here it is written 30. Then 30 is further factorized. as 10 and one missing factor. Then this 10 is further factorized and you need to write those missing factors. Now let's check for factor tree number 1. In this, we factorize 60 into 6 and 10. That is good. Next, we need to factorize 6. Factors of 6 are 2 and 3. So this missing factor is 3. Missing factor of 10 is 5 and 2. If we multiply 5 and 2, we get our answer is 10. So factors of 10 are 5 and 2. Now we can see 2, 3, 5 and 2 all are prime factors. So this will not go further. These are all prime factors of 60. Now let's check to this one. 60 is factorized as 30 and 2. When you multiply 30 and 2, you will get your answer as 60. So these are correct factors, 30 and 2. 2 is the prime factor, so it is not taken forward. 30 is not a prime one, so it is factorized further. Now we factorize 30 as 10 and missing factor is 3. Now 3 is again prime, so it is not taken further, but 10 is factorized further. Now we can write here 5 and 2. So from both these factor trees, we factorize 60 with different factors, but at last prime factors are same for both trees. You can see these are 4 prime factors which we get from factor tree number 1, and here in second factor tree we get our prime factor as these, and these are same. So you can take any factors to any given number for making factor tree, but you will get same number of prime factors to particular number. Moving on to question number 3. Which factors are not included in the prime factorization of a composite number? I explained this to you when I was explaining you prime factorization. On prime factorization of composite number, we do not consider 1 and number itself as its factors. So this is the answer for this question, 1 and number itself. Question number 4. Write the greatest 4-digit number and express it in terms of its prime factors. So greatest 4-digit number is 9999. We can express it in prime factors. I am making a factor tree of it. 3 and 3333. Now this 3 is a prime factor, so this will not go further, but this is not a prime factor, so we will factorize it further. On factorizing it further, we get 1111 and 3. So this 3 is again prime factor, so this will not go further, but we can divide it further or factorize this further as 11 and 101. Now we can see 11 is also prime and 101 is also prime. So we had reached to the prime factors of 9999. Prime factors of 9999 are 3, 3, 11 and 101. You can do it with repeated division method also. Come to question number 5. Write the smallest 5-digit number and express it in the form of its prime factors. Now this is similar to question number 4, but in this we need to write smallest 5-digit number. So smallest 5-digit number is 10,000. Now let's do it with repeated division method. So it can be divided with 2. So I divided with 2, I get quotient as 5000. Now again divided with 2, we get quotient as 2500. On dividing it further with 2, we get 1250. Then 600 to 625. Then this cannot be divided with 2. This is divided with 5. You get quotient as 125. Then you divide it further with 5. You get 25 as quotient. This 25 is divisible with 5, giving quotient as 5. Now again 5, giving quotient as 1. Now we stop our division. We get all the prime factors of 10,000. That is 2 multiply 2 multiply 2 multiply 2. And similarly multiplying 5 4 times. These are prime factors of 10,000. So I explained to you both methods, repeated division method and factor 3 method in question number 4 and question number 5. You can do with any method of your choice because it is not specified in question. Now next is question number 6. Find all the prime factors of 1729 and arrange them in an ascending order. Now state relation, if any, between two consecutive prime factors. We need to find out prime factors of 1729. If we find prime factors of it with repeated division method, this number is not divisible with 2, 3, 5. It is divisible with 7. So we divide it with 7. We get as quotient 247. This 247 is divisible with 13. So we get our quotient as 19. And lastly, it is divisible with 90. So these are prime factors of this number. Now we need to arrange them in an ascending order. So I arrange them in ascending order. So this is the ascending order of these numbers. Now we need to find a pattern between them, if there is any. We can see if we subtract 13 and 7, we get our difference as 6. And if we subtract 19 and 13, we get our difference as 6. So in the question also it is asked about relation between consecutive prime factors. So this is the relation between consecutive prime factors of 1729. Moving on to question number 8. No, not 8. This is question number 7. The product of three consecutive numbers is always divisible by 6. Verify this statement with the help of some examples. So for an example, let's take 10, 11 and 12. For finding their product, we need to multiply them. On multiplying, it gives us 1320. Now let's check whether it is divisible with 6 or not. So divisibility of 6 can be checked if it is divisible with 2. 1320 is divisible with 2. And this is also divisible with 3. Because at units place there is 0. So that means it is divisible with 2 because 0 is considered as an even number. Now add all the digits. 3 plus 1, 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 is divisible with 3. So it is also divisible with 3. So when this number is divisible with 2 and 3, that means it is also divisible with 6. Hence the statement is true. We can write other examples also. Moving on to question number 8. Question number 8 is the sum of two consecutive odd numbers. Consecutive odd numbers. Let's see odd numbers first. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13 and so on. Take any two consecutive odd numbers. Let's take 7 and 5 for example. 7 and 5. Now you need to add them. And 7 plus 5 is 12. This should be divisible with 4. We can directly see yes, 12 is divisible with 4 because when we divide it with 4, we get quotient as 3. 4 3s are 12. So this statement is also true. We can write down other examples also. Come to next question. Question number 9. In which of the following expression prime factorization has been done? You are given 4 expressions and you need to check in which of these expressions that prime factorization has already been done. Correct? Now we can see in first expression it is written 2, 3 and 4. 2, 3 are prime factors but 4 is not a prime factor. So prime factorization is not done in this expression. Come to next expression. There it is written 7, 2, 2 and 2. These all are prime factors. So that means prime factorization is done in this expression. So this is correct. Now see 2, 5 and 7. All these are prime factors. That means this expression is also already prime factorized. Now check this 2, 3 and 9. 2, 3 are prime factors but 9 is not a prime factor. So B and C are the expressions which are already prime factorized and A and D are not. Now question number 10. It is asking about a number that is 25,110. Is it divisible with 45? Now for that we need to factorize 45 into factors which should be co-prime. 45 is a product of 5 and 9. Now let's see, is this number 25,110 is divisible by 5? Yes, it has 0 at units place, so it is divisible with 5. Now let's add all the digits. 5 plus 2, 7 plus 1, 8 plus 1, 9. 9 is also divisible with 9. So that means this number is divisible by 9 also. So we get two statements that this number 25,110 is divisible by 5 and 9. Now if 5 and 9 are co-prime numbers, then it can be said that 25,110 is divisible by 45. So let's check common factors of 5 and 9. 5 has factors 1 and 5 and 9 has factors 1, 3 and 9. There is one common factor, that is 1, which makes 5 and 9 co-prime number. So 5 and 9 are co-prime, and we have a rule that if any number is divisible with two co-prime numbers, then this number is also divisible with their product. So that means this is divisible with 45. Moving on to question number 11. This is also based on the rule of divisibility of co-prime numbers. 18 is divisible. This question is already giving an example. 18 is divisible with, or you can say by, 2 and 3. Now 2 and 3 are co-prime numbers. So 18 is also divisible by 6, product of 2 and 3. This is the example which is already given in question. Now they are asking, similarly, a number is divisible by both 4 and 6. There is any number, it is divisible by 4 and 6. Can we say that the number must also be divisible by 4 multiply 6, 24? If not, give an example to justify your answer. Now see, if 4 and 6 are co-prime numbers, then only this A can be divisible by their product. So let's see. 4 has factors 1, 2 and 4, and 6 has factors 1, 2, 3 and 6. These numbers have 2 factors common. So that means these are not co-prime numbers. Not co-prime numbers. That means A is not divisible with 24. Divisible by 24. Right? If you need an example, we can write an example also. We can say 12 is divisible with 4 and 6. Yes, we can divide 12 with 4 and 6. But we cannot divide this 12 with product of 6 and 4, that is 24. 12 is not divisible with 24. So this can be the example for this. Last question of this exercise. I am the smallest number having 4 different prime factors. Can you find me? This is a number which has different prime factors. So if we write prime factors, so these are 4 different prime factors. And why we are taking only these? We can also take 11, 13, 19, because it is the smallest number. That is why we are taking smallest 4 different prime factors. Now on multiplying these different prime factors, we can get our smallest number. 2 multiply 3, 6, multiply 5, multiply 7, 6 multiply 5, 30, 30 multiply 7 gives you 210. So 210 is that smallest number which has 4 different prime factors. So this exercise is also finished. Thank you.